All right. Hey, everybody. Like I said in the introduction, I have Miss Madison Cain Johnson, right?
Yes, yes, I'm
Awesome.
married.
She is married. She's married. I have her here on the show, and I'm just like so freaking grateful and excited. We're going to talk about so much stuff, so much depth, and I can't wait to jump into it. So, I was going to get her to kind of introduce how her and her siblings decided, hey, we're going to be in a band. We're going
We're
to do
gonna
this.
be in a band. Oh man, it's really crazy how just little choices where you end up because I've been living in Nashville now for about 12 years, but I never pictured that I would be a Tennessee resident or that I would
Yeah.
raise my kids in Tennessee, but it's just been one step after another. So me, Taylor and Logan, we went to Troy University in Alabama.
Oh,
And we grew
wow.
up as pastors' kids and say, I mean, music was primarily church music, just singing with our dad or stuff like that. And then when we were in college, we had a friend, actually one of Taylor's friends. So there was Candace and Lizzie encouraged Taylor, like, hey, there's this competition where you can get on YouTube. And if you win, you get to open for Dave Barnes. And that's a singer songwriter. We
Yeah.
loved him. And so we were like, let's try it. And so little did we know that we would make it through round and round of voting and we would win this competition. So our very first concert that wasn't in church was us opening for Dave Barnes and Andrew Ripp. So
That is
that was
so cool.
it's kind of cool. I really thought I was about to graduate college at that time, and I'm like, okay, so where do you sign up to be a band? Like I kind of thought like, oh, this is, and so for the next 5 years after that, we pursued it. We had doors open in country music, and so we were just following that, and we would have enough stuff happen to where you feel like, oh, I'm about to make it, and then nothing. And so finally, after 5 years of like really trying, we were just honest with ourselves that we were not very happy. We were not successful. It didn't seem like we were going to be a success, and we needed to quit. And so we quit pursuing music and we found a church in Nashville and we started leading worship there. And then through leading worship, we gave Christian songwriting a try. And it's crazy that we had been raised as Christians and were Christians this whole time, but it just a little shift of just changing the focus of the music. And
Yeah.
we ended up signing a Christian record deal 3 weeks later. So
No way.
it's pretty cool to see like just all the effort that we put in,
Yeah.
and not saying it was for nothing. I feel like that time helped us be better songwriters and all of that. But yeah, but really when God is directing your steps, that the effort feels a lot different. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
That's
that's
so
how we
cool.
got in. That's how we were sibling band. Sibling band. People need to know Cain does not come from murder. Cain is our last name. We're siblings. I just didn't think about it because when we were doing country, it was like, oh, we could just be the Canes. We could be the Canes trio. We could be the what? And then like once we were about to sign this Christian record deal, it's like, let's make it simple. Let's just be Cain.
Mhm.
Like it didn't have to be the Canes. Is like we'll just go by Cain. It's my last name. I just didn't think of it being murder at all.
That's hilarious. So, when you said you grew up, like, you're singing with your dad and, like, all that stuff, is your dad talented musically? Your mom?
Yes, yes. So my dad, he pastored a church for 40 years and he was the worship leader. My
Wow.
mom can sing. She doesn't love it, but they definitely fostered music growing up. Like every Christmas, we would get an instrument as a gift. Or
Aw.
I even told my dad, I'm like, hey, I think I want to do videography and filming and editing. And they bought me everything that I needed to get started with, like computer editing. So it's just cool to see how all these little things play into what we do today, but they definitely fostered that.
That's so cool. So as far as and this is all I'm taking this from I told you earlier that I had listened to that Raising Boys and Girls podcast because I listen to like
Yay.
every episode. I love them. But y'all talked a lot about like your upbringing. And so
Mhm.
were they encouraging you guys because y'all were in college where they're like, yeah, y'all need to do that. Like I could totally see y'all doing that. Or were they like, think about it, pray about it? Like what was their
Well, so I think that, when it first started, it's so crazy that all this time of living together, we didn't know as siblings that we could do the harmony thing.
yeah.
Like, we had never sung together like that, and was like, "Well, that sounds pretty good." Like, it was just kinda like, "Oh, let's do that." And so, my mom specifically is the best person to tell any kind of good news. Like, I can
Mhm.
she's the kind of person that will, like, grab your hands and jump around in a circle, like, really big cheerleader. I think that once we started trying to pursue country music, I think that they were a little bit worried at first because
Yeah.
most of our venues that we were going to were just bars, and the songs we were playing were just, like, covers of Pontoon. Like, it just was, and you're just
Yeah.
playing really let you're doing these, like, 4-hour sets in the middle of nowhere, and I think that they were just worried about us, like, in pursuit of this, like, what are you guys doing? So, um, when we when I called mom, I'm like, "I'm thinking about doing Christian music. What do you think?" I feel like they were just like, "Yes!" Like, finally. So, but
I
yeah,
love
I
that.
still just send them songs all the time, and they're they're just the best. Like, they're just like, "We believe that this is gonna be your best year," and just cool.
Aw.
So,
Now
it's great.
all of y'all play instruments?
Yes. So Taylor's my older sister. She wears the
Okay.
hat, blonde hair,
Yep.
and, she plays piano and guitar. Logan, I think this is part of the reason why we didn't know we could sing together is Logan started as a drummer. So it'd be Taylor up in the front, I would play bass, and Logan would be back on drums, so that wasn't really conducive of, like, the vocal thing. And Logan has just really stepped out as a singer. I just
Yeah.
love his voice. So
I do
he
too.
plays guitar, drums, and he's just an excellent, like, he just has a lot of leadership there.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so cool. Were y'all self-taught or did your dad teach you? Or
Dad, dad taught, I remember dad teaching me the bass using a piano. And then I feel like whatever I learned as a 12-year-old, I just didn't get any better. And so recently, I have been taking lessons to, like, learn the scales and, like, be a
yeah.
really proficient bass player instead of just, like, "Here, I'm a worship band bass player, I play the root
Right.
notes." And so that's been actually really frustrating. It's just so what I've been doing, so my we bought our son a drum kit, which what were we
Oh,
thinking? We
oh
got him
girl.
an acoustic drum kit,
Oh man.
and he'll just be like, "Mom, on bass." So I'll get my bass and I'll practice and he'll practice. And so
That's so
because
fun.
when you have little kids, there's a lot of times you're just standing there. So you might as well
Yeah.
just be practicing something.
Yes, amen. Yeah, we were talking about before we started recording that we both have 3-year-olds and how
Yes.
wild they are and all the energy that starts at 7 a.m. Um,
I mean, just as soon as their eyes open, they know what they want to do. Early 2s, it's a struggle because 'cause you're, like, trying to guess what they want, and they're really frustrated.
yes.
Now they can just tell you, and it's
Yeah.
like, "I wanna do water guns." It's like, "Well, I haven't brushed my teeth." Like, I don't really wanna get sprayed with a water hose, you know?
I know, I have not bought one because I'm just like, "This is gonna be like my like, no." Like, I'm just gonna
No,
be
like, that is gonna make you overstimulated just like that, where you just start getting ill. 'Cause you're like, "I don't wanna get splashed in the face."
he already wants to tackle me 24/7, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
"No more, no more." I was telling her, before this that we have their book. They actually wrote a children's book, called "I'm So Blessed," and it is the cutest, most colorful thing. Cooper, my son, just
Oh.
absolutely loves it. And he, and you're probably noticing this with your son, like they're kind of repeating back, or they think they can read the book, but they're like
Oh.
saying most of the words. It's amazing. And
It's
he's doing
so
that. It is
that's
so
so
sweet.
good.
But we love
Way to
that
go,
book.
Cooper.
I know.
Well, thank you. And it's cute because Cal, my oldest, he calls Logan Boom Boom. That started when he was 1 years old. I don't know why,
That's
but it just like I think that like Logan was like copying this song, and then
yeah.
that stuck with him that that's his name. So Boom Boom. Anyways, Boom Boom and Tay Tay and Mama, and he'll like point to the fruit, and he'll be like,
Yes.
oh, and so it's really cute. But yeah, that was the first time that I found out that Cal could read. Is I was like,
Yeah.
now you read it to mommy, and he's saying it word for word. And now,
So sweet.
and you're about to experience this. Now he'll read for baby brother. So he'll go
Oh,
into where the crib is and get out the book
that's
and
so
read.
sweet.
So you've got a
Oh,
lot of good coming.
I know. We're excited. Excited and also nervous about how that transition's going to go, but God's got this.
Yes. Something I wasn't expecting in the one I was preparing my heart for being up all night
Yeah.
and the big hormone shift and the big
Yeah.
swing. I've always been a big crier postpartum, happy or sad. The tears are just coming.
Yeah.
Cal started having really big tantrums the day we brought home Reading. And so I was just like weeping. I'm like, oh my, like all the things that he would normally do, he didn't want to do. I had a C-section. He wanted me to hold him. I couldn't pick him up and he didn't
Ah,
understand. So I'm just crying because I'm like, I leave for 3 days, and as soon as I come back with somebody else, and now I can't hold him. And it was just
yeah.
like, that was really hard. It lasted 1 week, and
Okay.
then everything has been great. So it's just one of those things where it's like
Transition.
the transition of I didn't understand that. I was just thinking about all the logistical changes. I wasn't thinking about the like heart changes or what your oldest goes through. But it may not happen for you because he's just, 6
A
months
little bit.
older. Because
Mhm.
I've already felt just in the past week him being more social, more open to strangers, more just like
Yes.
overall better getting up and down the stairs. Like,
Yes, yes. I know I have he really is getting a little bit more independent where I'm just like hoping and praying. I'm like, please help this go
mm,
well. But speaking of siblings, so one thing I was curious about, because I have a sister, it's just me
mm,
and her. Um, how is it working? Like, I know from the podcast of Raising Boys and Girls, y'all were close growing up, right? But like, how
hmm
is it y'all are always together? I mean, you're riding together, you're working together.
yes. What's fun is sometimes I forget. That is the thing, is like I don't want every time that I'm texting Taylor and Logan to just be work questions.
Right.
But you can kind of fall into that but we just took a trip. It was for work, but we were goofing off because it was just the three of us. And I feel like we fell back into our childhood because when we travel on the road, it's us, our spouses, and our kids. And sometimes
Mhm.
you can feel like you're like tour directors or like cruise
Right.
director where you're like, okay, everybody, we're gonna go this way, so when it
Yes.
was just the three of us, um but it's such a blessing because you can be so honest with your siblings when you
Yes.
think about your coworkers. It's but you have to go ahead and put the priority of like, we are siblings first. And at some point, this will likely go away. And what a huge waste to destroy the closest relationships in your life over this.
Mhm.
So, mom and dad were very like, they would always just be like, friends will come and go, but you always have each other. Do not treat each other any worse than you would a friend. Because sometimes you can treat your siblings worse than you would a friend because
Yeah.
you don't. Well, we just care what each other thinks. I think that we've gotten really good at fighting quickly. Fights just happen when you like not even just with siblings, but siblings, and you're trying to decide money, time off,
Yeah.
what direction you're going, and um, you're writing songs that are really personal, you're recording in this, it's just like all these vulnerable things. So,
Yeah.
um, but I feel the most safe with them because they're always going to tell me the truth. I never have to feel like I'm going to be talked about behind my back.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling of not feeling safe or to feel like I'm going to think things are good and they're really not. And we just shoot each other really straight.
That's awesome. Well, y'all seem close. I mean, even
Yes.
just from listening to y'all on different platforms and stuff. And then y'all's Instagram cracks me up. Y'all's like behind the scene of like trying to get the shot, and Taylor, you're like pushing Taylor on that little like I
Yes.
don't even know what that was. It was like the wheelie thing. I was like, they are
Yes.
hilarious.
It was Logan's skateboard, and so we were like,
Oh,
"Oh, let's get his feet." And I ruined one of my shirts like that. It is so funny when you're like trying to be cool, but you're
right.
also trying to be yourself and funny, and then you're just putting yourself out there. So you just, oh man, yeah, like, do you like posting on socials?
No.
It makes you feel so insecure.
Yes. I'm like, oh, goodness. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'll be 33 in July, and I feel so old to do it. Like, I'm just
I
like, I don't
feel
even know
I
how to
I
do this.
definitely feel like listen to my song, just trying to like do the trends and the dances, but you're
Yeah.
also just trying to make your algorithm have people see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
hard.
can't not. It is hard. I was talking to my mom on the phone yesterday, and I was just worried about, are we on the right path? Are these the right songs that we need to release? All this stuff. And mom's like, "Have you been on social media?" And she's like, "It seems like you're
Wow.
comparing yourself to other people." I'm like, "Yes." So,
Wow. Well, y'all's
so
most
anyway,
recent song is, like, so good. I mean,
mm,
so y'all did y'all write that song?
I
The one
made
that just
it.
came out? Uh-huh, I Made It, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I love that song. So we were actually going to push another song out to radio, and then we wrote this song, and it just felt what what we needed to say right now in the
Yeah,
moment. And so, um, I Made It came from just so my sister, okay, I'll just here's the gist. We just went through a really, really bad year last year. My
okay.
sister, she had hyperemesis. So you're talking about you were sick in this pregnancy.
Mhm.
Taylor was sick from beginning till she delivered, throwing up every day, and then still trying to do content and write songs and do shows and just being like
Goodness.
completely. I mean, yeah, for some of the last shows that she did, she's almost about to deliver, and we're backstage, we're about to go on, and she's just like throwing up outside. So it just takes the joy
Bless her, yeah.
out. And then she found out, oh, she has to have knee surgery. Anyways, um, Logan and his wife, they had a miscarriage,
Mm.
and so that just brings a lot of just sadness and doubt. And then my 4-year-old nephew was killed in an accident. Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
yeah, yeah, I still think about it every day. It was just so just I can't believe that happened. One of my best friends from, I mean, up here in Nashville, she died to breast cancer, and she's my age. She may even
Goodness.
be your age. So it was just one of those. I remember when I called her when I found out she got the diagnosis, and I was just like, "Hey, I know you're gonna get through this, but I'm just sorry that you have to go through this. Just
Yeah,
even I'm sorry, just even have to do the chemo and the surgeries and then I can't believe she didn't make it." So anyway, so all of that stuff's going on behind the scenes, and it's just we typically just post funny reels, or our songs are typically upbeat.
right.
Um so but we went into this writing session and we were like, we need something different to start happening. Like, we need
Yeah.
to declare that this is over. And, but that's something that we would tell each other. I'm just rambling on, but
No, you're not. No, you're
we,
not.
we went to this festival and there was a pastor there and he said, I just have been praying for y'all and I feel like your word is survival. And so we are like, survival? Like that just feels
Wow,
like,
great.
oh, okay, no, thank you.
Yeah.
It just sort of felt kind of ominous. But then we would use each other or like use that to encourage one another. So we would just be like, all right, I'm not having a good time, but I'm surviving. I'm still alive.
Mm,
So that would be yeah, because sometimes I just get really down if I am not happy. It makes me
yeah.
feel like something's wrong. I need to be happy. And it's like, no, our word is survival. So I'm going to survive this situation and
Mhm.
eventually it will be over and I'll be happy again. And so that was what we were kind of declaring. Like, I, yeah, I hated what happened and I would not wish it on anybody, and I don't want it to happen again, but I survived through it. So that's
Yeah.
where I made it came from. And so now when I hear it, it's like we get choked up all the time
I
uh
bet.
singing it.
That's, like, a lot of heavy stuff.
A lot of heavy stuff. And um particularly with losing my nephew,
Yeah.
a lot of times I just get just weirded out because I pray for protection all the time for my boys.
Yeah.
And or I'll see like a horrible news story and I'll be like, oh,
Mhm.
I just don't want anything to happen to my kids. And then I'm like, I didn't want anything to happen to Bo.
Mhm.
I don't want any of this. So, and then why did it happen? And, so
Yeah.
it just, it just messes with you a little bit. So, but
Yeah, it does.
I definitely feel like we are on the other side as a family. So much to look forward to. So, and it's just, um, it's cool to share that part of us because people can know that we're whole people and not
Mhm.
just like cotton candy
Y'all's bright colors.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, I mean, I when I heard it, I was like, "Yes," like, there's just so much depth to it, and I knew there had to be stories behind each one of you
Mm,
guys if y'all wrote it.
yeah.
Now coming like, whenever y'all, like, made it, whatever day that was, whatever year that
Yeah.
was, how did you guys look back to, like, "Okay, this is how we were raised, this is what our parents taught us, this is our
Mm,
theology, this is, like, what I believe
mm,
who God is," and
mm,
now we're all up in the world, and we are, like everybody's looking at us. That's a lot of stress.
mm, mm,
And how do you stay grounded? Is it as simple as getting in the Word? Is it as you know what I mean? Like,
mm. Yeah.
how is it different for
Yeah.
you guys with how busy you are?
Well, that is something that great question. And it's something that's so interesting. And I don't know if it's just um each person tackles pride in a different way. So,
Yeah.
pride for me often looks like insecurity because pride, you think of pride as being like puffed up, but pride is just like, what are people going to think of this? Or what if nobody is listening to the song? Or it makes me always feel like I'm falling behind, which is still just more like inward focus
Yeah.
and not mission focused. So,
Mm.
we were going through a decision yesterday and I opened up my Bible app and then let me read you the verse.
Yay.
This this verse popped up and I just used it to be like, okay, I was at a crossroads with the decision that we need to make. And so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to take this as a sign. The verse was Luke 18:14. Um, for all who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. And
Mm.
so just little moments of like, okay, I don't I mean, we did a podcast, so there's a worship leader named Rita Springer, and she was asking how the Lord guides us to do each thing, and I'm like, I think I just pick it. And so this has been the calling for us, or I've just been hearing the Spirit tell us, like, okay, enough with like business strategy. We need to be asking God, do you want me to do this? Is
Mm.
this because every open door, we're not supposed to do every little thing or every it's just so much there's so many little decisions and you can't know if you're doing the right thing or not, so I have to just like lean in and say,
Yeah.
okay, God, what is the purpose? We are trying to rescue people out of darkness and show
Yeah.
them a different way. Is that through this song? Is that through these shows? Because when it becomes about expanding your audience and getting more streams and getting
Right.
more likes, it just becomes like, how can I get people to like me?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the the world, and it brings death, and it brings like it brings death here. It brings anxiety. It like, the wages of sin is death,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what that feels like. And we start fighting with each other. We're not making the main thing about glorifying God and people looking to him, and then it gets all on you. So
Yeah.
that's a really good question, but it's so funny because you would think that I would feel like a success or like I'm in a successful band,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel all the time like I'm about to be left behind.
Wow.
And it's so crazy that it's like, oh, Taylor said this yesterday. She's like, sometimes you get the feeling like you're in high school and you can't wait to be invited to the cool kids table.
Wow.
And we have been. There's so many people that we look up to that are
Yeah.
like working with us, or, but it shows you, if you need that affirmation from people to feel like you have made it, meaning made it to like, oh, I finally arrived, I made it. That it's like, I don't think God will let us have that, because we have to be able to say, I I'm here. I'm where God's called me to be. Like I don't know if we'll ever feel that feeling of, I've arrived, or that prideful feeling that you think that you would get. You know,
Yeah.
I think that I don't know if it really exists. So if someone's listening and you feel like left out, or like you don't have a community, or you feel like, okay, once I get in this, I'll finally feel accomplished. I don't know if anyone really feels that way. I think the goalpost just moves, and you need something different to feel that. So
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Like who are you trying to please, man or God? And I think Thomas
Exactly.
Rhett, I heard Thomas Rhett on a podcast. I love podcasts. Obviously, I started
Yeah.
one. Um,
Yeah.
but he said something, and he's so profound when he speaks. He was like, I mean, fame, like we're not even really, I don't even think we're supposed to be famous. Like, I don't even think that's supposed to be a thing. So that's why
Mm,
it's so hard, because it's like you're constantly like exactly what you said. Like when it comes to be about, you're on Instagram and you see this other artist do this TikTok, and he's like, do I need to do a TikTok? Do I need to do this dance? Do I need to do
mm,
this for people to see? And then it comes
yes.
to, okay, what am I doing? Why am I
What
spiraling about what I need to get done just for the approval of man? You know?
I know. I know. And it just that's it's so wild. Yeah, I just had this conversation yesterday with mom because she was just hyping me up because
I
she was
love it.
just like, what any other artist is doing has nothing to do with where the plan that God has written for you. Not that we won't interact or whatever, but just sometimes you feel like, because someone's doing this, I have to do that
Mhm.
now in order to keep up. And it's just like, maybe you're being inspired by that, but is it coming from a place of, if I don't do this, I'm going to be left behind? Then that's
Right.
just like fear
Yeah.
and pride.
Mhm.
So
And the devil loves using this. Loves using that.
I know. So,
Um,
but man, it really is great. I could feel that once I opened my Bible app and I read that, I could feel that break off.
that's awesome.
That just that
Yeah.
mindset that was gonna lead me in the wrong path. So yeah, this is important. This is a
Yeah.
really important conversation, just to be like, you just don't really know when you're in a bad mindset until you look at scripture, and then you'll get kind of realigned. So, man, all the
Amen.
days that I've been picking fights and quarreling and doing all this stuff, it's like, oh, sorry, maybe I needed to just a quick reset.
Yeah, that's funny. But so true. Last thing I did want to ask was like when you're on the road, with your siblings and your family, and you feel like you're managing everybody, and it's
Mhm.
like, bah,
Mm.
Do you feel like when y'all get in those slumps, kind of what Taylor said to you recently, just about, we're not invited to the cool kids table,
Mm-hmm.
you feel like y'all can kind of like wake each other up, like be good accountability
Yes.
partners?
Yeah, that is such a good thing to talk about because it's pretty rare that
Yeah,
all three of us are, I mean, rare, that was last year, but usually it's staggered of who's going through a hard time. There's
yeah,
usually somebody that has their head on straight. I could not imagine being a solo artist and you
yeah,
don't have anybody to bounce stuff off of. You're doing your thing. It is, it's really awesome to bounce stuff off the three of us because usually somebody is tapped in and is able to say, like, what we're doing matters. It's a
yeah,
blessing for as long as we get to do it, and we're okay. Or,
yeah.
hey, it's okay to take this time off. It's okay to just spend time with your family. So that it's yeah, I could not imagine doing it by myself.
Do you,
Usually.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Madison. Do you feel like y'all keep each other accountable, like in your walks with God too, or is it not that you're like, did you read your Bible
Mhm.
today? Like not like that, but like, hey, you seem a little off, like kind of like your mom said. Have you been reading? Have you been on social media? Like, do you feel like y'all
Yeah,
can
are
do that
you
together?
that feels like scrolling. That doesn't feel it's like,
Yeah,
yes. You're like, I'll be like, I'll just say a blanket statement. And she's like, compared to who? What are you talking about? And it's like,
I love
okay,
that.
yes. Um, it is very encouraging just um leading by example. Like Taylor is the best at we'll be out on the road and as you know, nap time is sacred because that
Yes,
is your
amen.
2 hours to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
And I'll see Taylor, she's got her little fold out chair and she's just reading scripture outside. And it's like, well, I was going to watch a movie, but I guess I'll do that. Like you just
I
sort of
love
see,
that.
that's really awesome. And the cool thing is, songwriting, you end up having to study scripture to be a Christian songwriter because,
Mhm.
or well, that's, I mean, that's what we believe is that if you're trying to base something off of a Christian principle, usually there's a key verse in every song.
Yeah.
Um, this one, like I made it, comes from Romans 8, and it's talking about what is it? That He makes all things work together for His good. Let me pull it up, but it's like I'm convinced in all things, whatever. Um, I can separate us from the love of God. And so there's several scriptures that if you know that, then while you're writing, you can try to point the lyrics back. So that's so cool that my job actually causes us to have to
Yeah,
dig and search. You
I
know,
love that.
it,
Yeah,
it's pretty.
I love that. I love that she's doing that older sister thing. She's
Mm-hmm.
influencing y'all for the better.
She's gonna do the right thing, and then so
That's sweet. Well,
yeah, definitely lead by example.
I do always end this. I know we went heavy and a little light. I feel like we did good.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I love it. So since this is called Tea Time with Dagan, I always end
Mm,
with what is your favorite sweet tea? Because I have like a sweet tea obsession. And you're from Hartselle, so
I'm from Hartselle.
you've gotta like some type of tea. Maybe.
Okay,
The amount of people on here
maybe.
that have not liked it has been hilarious. So best sweet tea you've ever had is the question.
Okay. Oh,
You don't like it?
so I don't like sweet tea, but but I have been the anomaly in my family. So this is how Dad would make it. He would do uh 4 Lipton tea bags boiled,
Yep.
squeeze it out, and then he would say put enough sugar in it so the the spoon can stand. And
Oh my
then he
goodness.
would he would put in like lemon juice. And so he and Taylor would get into it because Taylor's like the lemon ruins it. And
Yes, it
like
does.
so she kept just being like, "Hey, why don't you put lemon in your tea? Quit putting it in my tea." Like so that was always the funny thing is like Dad would always just try to put a little and see if Taylor would notice and she first sip she was just like, "You ruined it."
That's so funny.
So, um, so this isn't good, but I like the green tea. Like, that
Okay.
is green
Type of
tea,
tea.
yeah, and maybe I'll like, my taste is evolving, so maybe I'll get into it, but just as a little kid, I'm like, "Let's just drink Coke." But
Okay.
that's not healthy, it's not good,
Neither
so
is sweet tea.
yeah, yeah, it's like, it's better to drink sweet tea than just Coke, but I
Yeah.
like that, so
Yeah. Yeah, the amount of people I've asked and they're like, "No." I'm like, "What? Y'all, we're in
is
Alabama. What are y'all talking about?"
is sweet tea is it gonna make it to the next generation?
I don't know.
We've
It will
got
make
I
it to
mean,
mine.
it will. Your kids. Yeah,
Yes.
Cal, um, I love I love Diet Coke.
Mm,
It's no, bad. It's not good for you. It's all the things. It's just crispy,
it is
ice
crispy.
cold.
Mhm.
So, but you work in healthcare, so you're probably just like, don't drink that.
I know. Well, I shouldn't be drinking sweet tea either, seriously. I'm like, but
No.
it is what it is. It's just my weakness, and I gotta get a
Yes.
little bit more control on that. For
Everybody needs a little bit of sweet.
just a little bit. Well, thank you so much, Madison. This has meant so
Yes.
much. This was so fun. I
You
had a
bet.
great
Thank
time.
you. I know I had an awesome time. Thank you for talking to me.
Yes, ma'am.